What is up, YouTube? This is Sam from Team Gradelock, back at it again. Alright, today I'm going to bring you guys a Nova Grappler Deck Profile. I've been testing Raizers for a hot minute. This is what I've come up with. There's a lot of techs, and, well, I'll just explain them as they come. So first, our starter, Battle Raizer. You know, he's a cool dude. Ride on top of him, draw a card. You know, every deck right now has that starter. Granted, there's only like 4 decks right now because of the reboot, but it's cool. That's what we're running with. We're going to go right into grade 3s and work our way down. So we're running 4 Perfect Raizer, the MVP of the deck. You guys should know what he does, but I'll explain him. Alright. On attack, counterblast 2, you get to stand 2 of your rear guards in the front row. Pretty nifty. You get 2 more attacks out of it. Then on hit, he countercharges 1, and you can give a unit +5 if you have a Raizer in the soul. You're always going to have a Raizer in the soul. There's grade 1, grade 2. There's a grade 0 Raizer, so as long as you don't soul blast them, you'll always have a Raizer in the soul to fulfill the on-hit condition. Other than that, you know, he's the MVP because he can stand 2 rear guards, and there's no other Nova Grappler grade 3 that can stand 2 rear guards. I mean, a Shirkaiser can do it, but that's more like luck because you have to drive check grade 2 or higher. Moving on to our other grade 3s. I am running 3... What is your name? Battle Dwarf Fighter. I mainly use him for his second skill. If I have 3 or more rear guards, he gets +5, so he's a 17k attacker. His first skill I have used to win a couple games. It's Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, target a unit, and every time that unit attacks, your opponent must guard with 2 cards simultaneously. So you use that to counter perfect guards. It's really good against OTT. It burns through that big hand quickly. And the one of grade 3 that I'm running right now is Maximum Raizer. He gets +10 if he's not boosted. So if you place him on an Excel circle, he's a 32 by himself. That's a great number in this deck. This deck primarily just, well, you guys know it's Nova Grapplers. You want to pump out big numbers, restand them, do it again. I haven't had an issue riding the Maximum Raizer. I've never had to ride him. So I like him at 1. I probably wouldn't bump him up because then you'd probably see issues with riding him. I tested, I can't remember the name of the card right now, the Hero grade 3 that says you can't intercept. It's cool, but Maximum Raizer's numbers are just better. Alright, moving on to grade 2s. We're running 4 Burst Raizer. I've seen deck lists that don't run any Burst Raizer. I think Burst Raizer is a must for this deck. He's Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, he stands himself, and if your opponent has 4 or more damage, he has +3k. That +3k will make him a 12. If he's in an Excel circle, he has a +10, making him a 22. But that's not what I do with him. Personally, I put Raizer Custom behind him, so I have a full restanding column. It's a bit more threatening, and then I put other things on the Excel circles to make magic numbers. I'll show you what those are in a second. Next, we're running 4 Iron Killer. Iron Killer is if I have 3 or more rear guards, he gets +5, making him a 14 by himself. If he's in an Excel circle, that's a 24, making that magic number. You get over the force numbers, so even though if they're the 13 base, 24, they still have to guard with 15k shield. So I primarily put these on Excel circles. I'll put these. I'll put my cut ballers on Excel circles. I'll put my Battle Dwarf Fighters on Excel circles. you know, just the things that pump themselves, so that plus 10 helps you get more shield out of your opponent's hand. And Cut Baller is, if you have another hero on the field, he gets plus 5. So he's the same thing as Iron Killer, just with a different condition. Next, we have a tech. I'm running 1 Boomerang Thrower. He doesn't have any power, that's why I'm only running him at 1. He's just there for my resource management. Because he's a 1-of, I don't see him all the time, but I feel like I see him when I need him. I managed to, well, that's a redundant sentence. I managed to manage my resources well, but I like having him here just in case. Next are grade 1s. We're running 3 Rocket Hammerman. He's here to make huge columns with our Cut Ballers and our Battle Dwarf Fighters. Soul Blast 1, he gets plus 5 if he's boosting a hero. That's it. Honestly, he's just here because he's a hero grade 1, and I can make big columns if he's boosting a hero. Next, we have 4 Jet Raizer. Jet Raizer is an amazing card. He gets plus 3 every time you play something. So when I'm running, when I'm going in for a power play and I'm trying to win that turn, I'll throw a Jet Raizer on an Excel circle, fill up my field. He'll usually have a plus 12 on top of the plus 10 from the Excel circle. So he'll be at 29, and then I'll just restand him with Perfect Raizer. It's pretty fun. It's pretty deadly, actually. Yeah, that's why he's here. He just makes big numbers. Next, we have Raizer Custom. You guys should be very familiar with this card. Probably one of the best cards in Novas right now. Raizer Custom has an act skill. If you place a card from your hand into your soul, he can attack on the first turn, but he minuses a drive check. It's a cool idea, but it's a waste of a card. I never use his skill. His auto skill is what he's in the deck for. If the thing in front of him stands, he stands for free once per turn. So that's what I'm using him for. I said earlier I use him with my Burst Raizer to make a restanding column that isn't dependent on my Vanguard. It's pretty nice. Yeah, that's why I'm running him. Next, I have 2 1-ofs. My first 1-of is Trans Raizer. His cost is really expensive for the deck. It's Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 2. You know, those are resources that we use for multiple cards in the deck, so I don't like using this card a lot, but there have been very specific scenarios where I've had to use him, and it's actually resulted in a win. A lot of times, he'll come in clutch against Royal Paladins. You know, they fill up their hand and their field pretty effectively, so just having a little extra 3k at the right time can push their hand enough where you get an extra damage in. And my other 1-of is a Death Army guy. He has no shield value, which is one of the reasons I'm running him at 1. But that 9k base is awesome when you want to ride him first turn. But I couldn't justify running 4 of him because he doesn't have any shield value. He's also a great front row attacker. Yeah, he's here to throw people off guard. He's come in clutch a lot. I've rode him first turn a lot, and people can't hit me. Next, our trigger lineup. We've got 4 Twin Bladers. You guys know I'm running this. It's a PG and it's a draw trigger. You get a lot of value out of this card. and you don't have to waste grade 1 space on a PG. Yeah, that's why we're running 4 of it. But unlike most people, I am running a 5th draw trigger. I found that running the 8 front triggers and only 4 draw triggers wouldn't give me enough hand to replenish my board, but I found that 1 extra draw helped a lot. I know it only has 5k shield, but we make up for that with the extra board presence that it gives us. So based off that draw trigger lineup, you should know what the rest of my triggers are. We're running 7 front triggers. You know, they're here to power up our whole board. They really just, triggers have such an impact on the game now that a single front trigger, while I'm swinging in with a full board, can just end the game. So that's why we're running 7 of them. Crits are nice, but the front triggers have more of an impact on the game for Nova Grapplers. And we're running 4 heal triggers. Yeah, I don't have to justify heal triggers. They can save your life. They change the tide of battle. Yeah. And, you know, we're running our 8XLs. I don't have any fancy ones, so I don't think there's a point in showing you guys. But yeah, we're running XLs. Yeah. That's it. If you guys want to leave comments, tell me why my choices are bad. If you want to talk, let me know. Leave it down in the comments below. Like, subscribe. I'd like to personally apologize to you guys for the month hiatus, but we've all been really busy. But videos are back, guys. So yeah.